So this is not a book. This is not something I'm giving you opinion on. I'm telling you my life story. I'm telling you every piece. I'm going to tell you how it's done and how it's still done today. My name is Humberto Lopes, born and raised in Red Hook. I'm giving you a little bit of a background of myself, of how things started, 40-something years ago. My father had passed away when I was 9 years old. I decided to make him proud of me, to be successful. My beginning was working in a grocery store at 9 years old, stocking shelves and making grocery deliveries to people's houses for 25 cents, 50 cents. I started working in the summertime and the weekends for a couple of friends that had a little small construction company. As I kept on going, I fell in love with construction and real estate. I continued to work. I started my business. The first business I started was HL General Contractors. But then I continued with construction. After construction, I was able to use that same money that I was earning, doing all small jobs and handyman jobs. I had to prove to people who I was. It's not easy for someone to say, okay, come in my house and fix my window, fix my door, or paint my room. Those are not easy things. You got to convince people to say, hey, I can do this for you. So there was a lot of strategy in my head to say, listen, don't even pay me. If you don't like the way it looks, you don't like the way it is, don't pay me. Simple. And that's how I built a lot of trust with people, just with those things that way. And then it just continued going, and the construction company started getting bigger and bigger. And the same money that I would get from those job sites, I would use that same money and save it. I wouldn't spend the time. I would save it, buy tools, and save the rest of the money to start buying buildings and buying houses. I think I was about 19 years old. I bought my first piece of property. Each property has a story to it. It's amazing how things happen, and I would say God works in mysterious ways. But here in Red Hook, there's quite a few buildings here that I built from the ground up. Vacant lots, I'll be telling you stories about them. I'll be telling you a story about the construction of it. I'll be telling you stories about how I even bought it. Some of these things were crazy. Some of them were not. Some of them were really snakes in the grass. I've learned at an early age to not talk too much. Don't tell people what you're doing. That's the worst thing sometimes that you're speaking to. You don't know that person who you're talking to could be the snake in the grass. And then yes, it is that. It is a business. People don't care. They'll chop your head off just to get ahead of you. So these were all lessons that I learned. They're not opinions. They're actual facts of what happened in my life. And those things are what we would call priceless to learn. I would be teaching you something, actual what I went through in life. So this is not a book. This is not something I'm giving you opinion on. I'm telling you my life story. I'm telling you every piece. I'm going to tell you how it's done and how it's still done today.